to talk about those important developments in the payment space that came overnight, specifically in the UPI payment space. Now remember, NPCI last evening had put out a note saying that it looks to put a cap on how many transactions each third-party app like a PhonePe or a Google Pay can do on UPI. And NPCI said that it wants to put a cap of 30% of the overall UPI transaction volume for each third-party app player. And immediately after that, in fact, came the big news that WhatsApp is now going live on UPI finally after 2 years. And in fact, it will start with a graded opening with a maximum of 20 million WhatsApp users being able to pay using WhatsApp. So let's discuss that. Ritu, firstly tell us, how will WhatsApp Pay work? In fact, Mark Zuckerberg earlier today had said that it will be as easy as sending a message to someone.
Well, absolutely, Mugdha, the file sharing application on your WhatsApp page, through which you share pictures, etc. Currently, if you click on that and if your app is updated, unlike mine, you will be able to select the payment option and make transfers to your friends and family, whoever, peer-to-peer, starting today. So WhatsApp now finally has gotten the go-ahead from the NPCI, as you said, to start this payment services. You don't really need any specific bank account. As long as you have any bank account that is linked to UPI, and a debit card, that's all you need, and you can start making these payment transfers to your friends and family, and without the hassle of remembering your large account number or your credit card number. So as easy as UPI is with any other app, now it's going to be available on WhatsApp. But Mugdha, this is not the first time we are hearing of WhatsApp Pay. I think 2018 is when they launched their beta version. And then what really went wrong, if you could tell us, why did it take so long for WhatsApp Pay to finally start payment services?
Right, absolutely. In fact, early in 2018, WhatsApp had launched a beta UPI payment for a limited number of users, only 1 million users. But then soon after that, RBI had put out a circular saying that all payments data has to be stored in the country, and that is really where WhatsApp hit a wall, because it was not compliant with the data localization that RBI wanted. And over the last 2 years, WhatsApp has been working on becoming compliant under these RBI regulations. Remember, there were also been several PILs and petitions against WhatsApp Pay in the courts. In fact, some of these cases are still on; they're not over. But then, a couple of months ago, NPCI had told RBI is also, a party to some of these cases in the Supreme Court, and then NPCI had informed RBI somewhere around, July, August, that WhatsApp is now fully compliant with the data localization norms, and that is when we finally, have WhatsApp Pay going live. But again, it's a very small launch. It's just 20 million of its 400 million user base in the country, just 5%. So tell us, Ritu, what is the rationale for, this limited graded opening for WhatsApp with just 20 million people, and how will WhatsApp really choose these 20 million users?
Well, WhatsApp, like you said, has 400 million users, and the largest player in the market, I think, Mugdha, if I'm not wrong, is PhonePe with about 250 or 280 million users. UPI itself has only 150 million users. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't possible for UPI to give the access to WhatsApp to launch all 400 together. So yes, it has started in a graded fashion with only 20 million users. Now, who are going to be those 20 million lucky users is the big question. As far as we understand, it will be, something like a first come, first serve basis. So the first 20 million users, 1 million already exist. The next 19 million users who first choose to use these payment services option on WhatsApp will probably, be picked up by WhatsApp. And then as and when NPCI reviews that limit at a later date, as the base grows, as the system stability grows, perhaps more and more users can be added. But to begin with, it's only 20 million users, as you said. And I am not one of them. I don't know, Mugdha, if you've been able to use WhatsApp Pay so far.
Yeah, I have been selected as part of that initial launch, so I have been able to make a few transactions. But yes, like you said, you've not been there, so we have to wait and watch really how they go about opening it up to 20 million users. But really, I want to talk about this cap that NPCI has put on third-party players, because just earlier this week, in fact, we had PhonePe CEO Sameer Nigam tell us that PhonePe now has reached 40% market share when it comes to overall UPI transactions. Now remember, UPI hit a record 2 billion transactions in October, and PhonePe claimed that they had seen over 800 million of those transactions, so claiming 40% market share. Google Pay also has a similar, about 35% to 40% market share, while other players have a lower share. And that really seemed to have, been a concern. The rising market share of a few players seems to have been a concern. So that is why yesterday, the NPCI has decided that they will put a 30% cap on how much on the transactions that each third-party app can do. And this now, with WhatsApp launching live on UPI now, from January 1st of 2021, WhatsApp will face this 30% cap. All new players will face this 30% cap on UPI transactions from Jan 21, while existing players like PhonePe, Google Pay will still have 2 years to comply with these new rules. But Ritu, I want to ask you, what do you think is the rationale for really putting this cap? Is this to ensure that there's a balance of the load going with the payments rising? Does NPCI want to balance out the load?
Well, I think there's a dual approach with the regulator, which the regulator NPCI has adapted in this case. One, of course, is yes, how much load can UPI, the servers and the system can take if suddenly there's an inflow of 400 million new customers. That we're given to understand the system is not equipped to deal with. So that is one of the reasons why it brought in that 30% cap, so that no one player becomes too large. And secondly, of course, the largest player in the market has only 280 million users. If WhatsApp comes with its 400 million users at a go, is going to create a near monopoly in the market. So both of these issues, NPCI sought to address when it said it will put that cap of 30% on, each of these players, so that no one player single-handedly can bring down the entire system if its, servers are impacted for some reason. If one day Google Pay goes down, that shouldn't translate to UPI, going down altogether, which is why this 30% cap has come in. But Mugdha, what do you make finally then? What have some of the existing players you've been talking to saying? What does Google Pay have to say about these new rules?
We've been talking to players, and while we are hearing different things, Google Pay in fact has put out an official statement in which they have actually criticized this move. And I'll just read out what Google Pay has said. They're saying that digital payments in India are still in its infancy, and any intervention at this point should be made with a view to accelerate customer choice and innovation. They have said that this announcement has come as a surprise and has implications for hundreds of millions of users who use UPI for their daily payments. So strong words coming in, from Google Pay. We've also reached out to players like Paytm and PhonePe. They haven't given us any official statements. But yes, there seems to be some kind of a criticism about, this market cap and, looking to rein in the free market ecosystem. But overall, Ritu, my last question to you is, will this impact the UPI growth story? We are seeing 2 billion monthly transactions. Customers are adopting UPI, every day. In fact, I understand there are 150 million active UPI users in the country. With this new system in place, what do you think will be the future of UPI?
Well, Mugdha, there is still a large segment of untapped population. UPI's base is just 150 million. So there's tremendous opportunity for UPI to grow from here, but it has to grow in a stable manner so that, the servers can take on that load, which is why I think it is adopting this graded approach, as we said. But yes, this shouldn't hinder the growth of UPI. It will just limit the concentration risk on each of these players. It may be negative news for the likes of Google Pay and PhonePe, but other players are much smaller in the market. For instance, Paytm payments back, on which this cap doesn't even apply, barely has 12% or 15% or so of the market. So it should not impact the ecosystem. Some players will have to rein in, what they're doing with UPI at the moment.
All right. And one more thing I think we also have to watch out for and get more clarity on is how NPCI looks to impose this 30% cap. Will it mean that after a PhonePe has hit a 30%, I cannot make a transaction through PhonePe, or will there be some kind of penalties on these extra transactions? We have to wait and watch. Ritu, what is your sense of this?
Well, absolutely. We have to see in what manner, NPCI adopts this. There's still a few months to go, and then there'll be 2 more years to adapt. But I don't think they've laid out any clear roadmap, at least in the public domain. So we'll have to watch out for how that plays out. But on that note, we'll wrap up this discussion. Thank you very much from Mugdha and me for joining in. And if you have any questions, please drop them, and we'll try and get back to you on those. Thank you.
Thank you.